Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. So you made $1 million. You have $1 million. What are you working so hard for if you don't have it directed toward an end game? Can you retire? We're going to talk about it today, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Alright, welcome back. And as you know, we're at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, and I want to thank you for being here. And please share this video. It's very important because a lot of people are working their behinds off and trying to save money and make ends meet and put money in a retirement fund. But is it enough? Is $1 million enough? That's going to be the question tonight. But let's talk about the join button over here on the right hand side. This is how you become a member of the channel. I give you special messages under the community tab specifically for members of the channel, and 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for members of the channel. And also on Wednesday Night Live, we can have members only chat. Meanwhile, everybody can watch on Wednesday Night Live. And the next members Wednesday Night Live, members will be able to be on the live stream themselves. So there'll be a link for that. So watch out for that as well. And I want to once again tell everybody, please share the videos. And please smash the like button. And if you do subscribe and you are a subscriber, please make sure you have all the notification bells turned on, because there are reasons you may not be getting notifications when we upload the videos. That's the reason why I'm asking. So again, let's get into it. Is $1 million going to be enough? Because you know, you've heard it while you're working, while you're thinking in your head, man, I wish I had $1 million. Now, I'm going to say, what are you going to do with it? Because a lot of you may not understand that $1 million is not going to be enough, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you plan on retiring or if you plan on stopping work at any given time, and you live past 20 years, it's not going to be enough. All right, whether you retire at 60, whether you retire at 65, whether you retire at 70, whether you retire at 30, that's a long way to go until you may pass away. Most people on average are going to live to be 80 or more, especially when people are eating healthier and things of this nature. So therefore, it may be you're not going to be retiring at 60 and only live till 80. All right, that may not be a thing. So you want to be prepared. And some of you might say, hell, I'm retiring when I'm 35. So that's another 50 years, 45 years before you reach the 80s. So $1 million, is that going to be enough? Well, let's look at it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off with the elephant in the room. Inflation. We have to, because once you understand how important inflation is taking your wealth away, then you can prepare and say, you know what? I can't earn 5%. I'm going to have a link down below in the description for this inflation page here. All right, so everybody can come and read it, because you know I'll make it nice and short. But let's just put it very simple. Annual inflation rate in the U.S. accelerated to 5% in May. Who didn't know that? You guys have been to the grocery store. We've talked about this before. You've been out shopping if you're building properties, and you know how much lumber and building supplies have went up. It's no secret that it went up more than 5%. This is what the government is reporting, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, you know, and it's not in the government's interest to have inflation numbers what they should be. We all know it's above 10%. You guys know this. So they're saying 5% year over year. They're also saying 4.2% was in April, year over year. They're also saying that they did forecast 4.7% for the month of May, and it ended up 5%, which is higher than what they had forecast. And it's the highest reading since August of 2008. And you guys do realize we have damn near 0% interest rates for not us, but other people who change money back and forth. Now, if you don't see this coming, what if inflation is 10% per year? And I'm going to go over something that's very basic. If you have $1 million and you have no other income coming in, let's say you did the damn thing and had $1 million sitting in the bank, and inflation is 10%, that means 100,000 of your $1 million is being gone. It may not be gone from your bank account, but in order to buy $100,000 worth of whatever next items you're going to buy, you're paying 10% more. So 100,000 is gone. Next year, let's say it's 15% inflation. This all can happen. We've already printed roughly 50% of the total money supply in the last 4 years. All right, so this can really happen. It's happening. So you have 15% next year. That's another 150 buying power that has been wiped out, and you didn't have a say in it. You don't have nothing to say about it. All right? That would be $250,000 of buying power just wiped off your wealth map. And you're asking me why I keep talking about getting assets, getting streams of income, making sure you have passive income, make sure you have dividend income, make sure you have real estate income coming in, because there's certain things that you can keep receiving even after you retire, including starting another business or starting a side hustle, as they say. You have to have more money coming in. And also think about this. If you live 20 years after you have the $1 million, that is averaging, you could only spend $50,000 a year and then hope you don't live past 20 years. And you also must hope that you don't get sick, you don't have health bills, you don't have any catastrophic situations where you're going to have to pay for something regarding insurance, where you have deductibles. There's a bunch of things that you have no control over, and you just never know what's going to happen. All right? Earlier this week, I saw in slow motion, I saw a guy pull out in the front of a lane. I was behind him. I didn't follow him because he was making this turn so slow across the lane. And sure enough, there was another car literally probably only 20 to 30 feet away when he made the turn. So you could see this was a slow motion accident waiting to happen. And of course, it happened. Boom. The guy is injured. The people that hit him, it looked like they hit him straight on, so the bags came out, it looked like they're fine. But the point is, these accidents do occur, and there's nothing you can do about it. And a lot of people may not know, when you go to the hospital, you may not be covered for thousands, $50,000, $100,000 worth of medical. So that's just one thing. We're going to move along because I want to show you something from U.S. News report, because apparently in May they had to put an article out, can you retire on 1 million? Here's how far it will go. And I'm going to have a link down below for you as well, because they're going to talk about what I'm talking about already about the health. They're going to get into it a little bit more. So all of you who think you're going to have enough money, 1 million won't cut it. If you plan on living a nice life and sitting there going, well, I'm going to be retired at 45 or 50, well, 1 million's not going to cut it to live out your life in La La Land and be able to go party, be able to do all this stuff. So that means 1 million, if you actually saved 1 million, what you may not be realizing is that means you actually had to make almost double that amount just to save the 1 million in the first place. Think about that, which a lot of people don't realize. Forget the 1 million that's actually saved. You had to make way more than that in order to save the 1 million, right? Or you would have had to invest, and maybe you got 20 to 30% on your investments where you had to invest 600,000 or 500,000, and then in the end you have a million, million two or something. But again, you have to be making money in order to put money away. That's what I'm trying to say. So again, they're using the 20-year, the answer of 20 years as well, and you guys already know if they're using it at the age of 65, they retire, and it's $50,000 a year. Now look at this. They're assuming that inflation is only 2.9%. Well, you guys already know inflation is higher than that. So their statistics that they're using here is already there's a problem, because again, if they're basing this on 2.9%. What if it's 10% like it is now? What if it's 15% like it is now? Now their whole numbers go down, and they're talking about investments getting a 4% return a year. All right, so keep these things in mind. All this has a lot to do with everybody's dream about, I want to be a millionaire, I want to have lots of money. Well, it's not lots of money. There's actually numbers, and it has to be higher than 1 million. It has to be like 2 million. That's what you really are going to need in the future. It's not just one, it's going to be 2. So if this doesn't get you to start thinking, wait a minute, I'm only making $100,000 a year. I'm only able to save X amount of dollars per year. Let's say you could save 50 grand a year. That's going to take you 20 years. How many people can save 50% of their income? Not that many people. All right? Let's just face facts. So that would still take you 20 years to save $1 million. All right? Just to give you an idea. So it works the reverse as well. I make 100, I need $1 million. It takes me 50,000 a year savings, or some sort of investment that's bringing me in 50,000 a year, and it's going to take me 20 years to do that. How many of y'all want to wait 20 years? That's the 40 for 40 club, right? 20 years, you can wait, go for it. That'll work too. But a lot of people, you don't know what's going to happen in the future, so you have to be doing it now. Expedite this situation, ladies and gentlemen. The younger you are, the better it is, because you need to start investing now. All right? Get your money to work for you and start making investments that are going to bring you money in, because even when you retire, you're still going to need some extra money. Okay? Now, what they're using is $1 million. Seems like a lot, but in today's world it's not. So they're talking about down here, he calculates a retiree needs to save an additional $765,000 to fully fund a 35-year retirement. See, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm talking about exactly in the preview of this. When I'm talking about the same thing they're talking about, because it's common sense when you really think about it. You're going to need more than the mill. They're saying you need 1.765 to fund a 35-year retirement. I'm saying you're going to need 1.765 to fund a 20-year retirement. That's what I'm saying. Forget the 35. You may not make that. All right? $50,000 a year even right now. You can live fine depending on where you live. I mean, if you live in New York or Arizona, Nevada, California, some of these states, you know, like in Miami or something, $50,000 a year is not going to cut it. You're going to pay half of that just in a mortgage or rentals or whatever you want to call it, but it's going to cost you $1,500 to $2,500 to live per month. Never mind the expenses. And yes, you do have to pay taxes, ladies and gentlemen, on some of your retirement. So think about all that. Hopefully I'm waking you up, because this is why I've been saying get your assets this year, because you're not going to have any choice from this point forward. There's going to be more borrowing of money, more infrastructure bills, more money, taxpayer money coming out of the pocket, and that also means there's taxes are probably going to increase as well. How are you going to pay back these trillions of dollars? You're going to have to be taxed. United States citizens are going to have to be taxed more, because less people pay taxes. All right? That's just the way it is. So here we go. 1 million. They're talking about geography, longevity, lifestyle, health care, retirement, investment, risk, and inflation. Again, this inflation, that matters. Health care, that matters. So now, how do you keep more money? Health is your wealth. If you don't have to go to the doctor and go waste money on any medical procedures, you just now have dodged a huge bullet, and now you can keep a lot more of your money. So that's why you should be eating properly. That's why you should be working out. That's why you should be taking care of yourself. Don't just think all about the money. That's what I'm trying to say as well. You have to think about taking care of yourself, your family, whoever is around you. You got to try and take care of them. So again, I'm not going to get into this. I wanted to make this short and sweet because, again, longevity, those, look at this. While no one knows exactly how long they will live, people can make an educated guess based on their health and family history. Those who might live well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond may find 1 million isn't enough. We know 1 million is not enough. If you live 30 years, you're not going to be able to. Who's going to be able to live on $30,000 a year? That's not going to work. That doesn't even work right now. So when things cost way more 2 years from now, and 5 years from now, and 10 years from now, 30,000 won't even be able to buy you, jokingly, a cup of coffee. This is kind of crazy. So this is all I wanted to talk about today, because I want to get you guys to understand this isn't easy out here, because your wealth is being siphoned away as you work every day due to inflation. Then you're trying to save money, but your tax base and your taxes you're going to pay are going to get higher. So that's going to be taken away. So how much you have left to actually invest just makes it a harder uphill battle. That means you got to get those extra streams of income, that passive income coming in that you don't have to work for. That's what we have to do in the 2020s. You can't play around any longer. This is an emergency situation, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking about this for 3 years. There's no reason that you should not at least start seriously considering, hey, I need to take a little, I don't care if it's 25, 50, 30, whatever, 100, 1,000, 10,000, but you need to start making investments that are not that risky. And then, of course, you can always take speculation play, but start doing some investments that aren't that risky, that you can actually figure out, if I put money into this, am I going to have money coming back? How close to 100% of the time? So I'm going to give you examples of what I'm referring to. So when somebody comes and says, hey, I want you to start a new business, invest in this new business, and the new business has not even made $1, that is a risky investment. If somebody comes to you and says, hey, this business makes $100,000 a year, and this is a profit of $100,000 a year, let's say, then that investment, you can calculate, okay, how much of this can come to me? And if they make, let's say you made a 10% deal, you invested in 10%, so you're expecting $10,000 a year. The odds of you getting that, based on their track record, that is a more safe investment, right? Then we have things such as real estate, where you know you have real estate, you know what you're doing with it, whether you're renting it out month to month, whether you're using it as a vacation rental, or whatever else you're going to turn it into, a 5-room or a 4-room type investment for a single family home, or maybe you're buying a 4-plex or a 10-plex or a 20-plex, whatever the case may be. But if you're investing in real estate, you know people are going to rent. So again, that may be even safer than a business, because the real estate, you know you can rent, and all you have to do is do upkeep, right? You're going to have to do maintenance, but you know people are going to rent it from you. You just don't know what your occupancy rate's going to be, whether you're going to be able to rent all of the units or 80% of the units, but at least you know, based on your city's occupancy rate for rentals, you will have an idea. If your city says, well, rentals in our city are 85%, then you know you should be doing the same thing on average, 80 to 90%. There shouldn't be a problem. If your city goes, well, we're a dying city and there's only 30% rentals, well, then that wouldn't be a good spot to have a rental, right? So those are certain things that you can think about where you could direct your money, because a lot of people are into crypto. A lot of people are doing stocks, right? So Stocks have dividends like they were talking about. And right now is the best time. Like there's dividend stocks. I'll give you some right now. SHLX. That's over 10%. I like 10%, especially if inflation is going to be 10, 15, or 20. That's better than 4% on my money. Right? S is in Sam, HLX is in Sam for everybody on podcast. All right, that's one company. I'll go another one, AGNC. Okay, yeah, it's going to be 9.5%, but at least we're close to 10. All right, A, G is in George, N is in Nancy, C. Right? P is in Paul, S is in Sam, E, C is in Charles, 7.5%. I'll take that too. All right? There's several others. There's index funds that you can put your money into. You can Robinhood and Webull. The links are down below to get your free shares of stock. All right? You can put your money there. Or some of you might have known about Celsius Network because you've been members of the SSN Nation now for a while. Celsius Network can give you 8% on your crypto, 10% on your crypto, 12% on your crypto, just by holding it at Celsius Network. I'll put the link down below for Celsius Network. You deposit like $400 or more, they'll give you free $40 or $50 worth of BTC. All right? This is pretty simple, ladies and gentlemen. Not that hard. But you have to invest different ways. It's not good enough to just put your money at a bank. All right? So this is the Millionaires Club. This is the emerging millionaires. You guys have to understand. This is why in 2021 I keep saying buy assets. Because the future, you just don't know what's going to happen. Because the way the federal governments around the world are printing money, that's the way that they're surviving. They're borrowing from their own money supply. All right? And then they're charging their citizens extra taxes and causing inflation. That's the ramifications. So this is why I wanted to talk about this $1 million, and it's not going to be enough. So you're going to have to earn $3 million just so you're going to have 1.5 to $2 million. Are you guys getting the picture now? And I don't mean to discourage anybody, but you're going to have to start. And I'm going to give you something else. Let's say you don't have the $1 million. Let's say you don't have anything whatsoever. Then you know what that means? That means you need passive income to come in to offset it. That's all. Okay, so some of you may go, well, I can only invest like $3,000 a year or $4,000 right now. Well, then you just need to up your passive income, your streams of income. That's all you need to do. And then you'll be able to put more away. And then that's your future. And then that way you know you have business money coming in, as I call it, streams of income. And then that way it doesn't matter if you don't have the million, as long as you have 10,000, 20,000, whatever coming in per month. And I'm talking about the future when 10,000 is going to be like 5,000 a month now. You follow what I'm saying? So as long as you have that coming in, you won't need the million. So you can offset this. You can change it all around. It's not like you're going to need $1.5, $2 million. What you need are streams of income, because in that way you always have money coming in. You don't have to worry about it. And that's what you should be setting yourself up for right now, ladies and gentlemen. You're living in the best transfer of wealth time in history. You have so many options, so don't let it go to waste. Learn something new, always evolve. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why I have to present things like this, so you guys get the hard, cold reality. Don't sit by, because a lot of families don't sit at the dinner table and talk about this type of information. They don't sit there and say, hey, you know, you only make $40,000 a year. You can only save like, what, $2,000, $3,000 a month. Now you need that money to make money for you, or you're going to have to figure out how to invest into something that's going to make something for you. And voila, SSN Lifestyle's coming. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. This might help you all. This will help everybody. It doesn't matter your walk of life, whether you're a millionaire or gazillionaire. It won't matter. This is to help everybody, even if you only make $10,000 a year. It doesn't matter. This is to help everybody that's coming out. So with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.